That Saint Michael should be venerated because it is he who leads souls to heaven.
Arcangelo, perché è lui che porta le anime in cielo.
Cardinal Barberini commissioned a painter called Guido Reni to paint it.
Cardinale Barberini.
There, as you can see, is the Barberini coat of arms with bees. As this painter, Guido Reni, was from Bologna, he found out in advance what format and size the painting should be and how the frame should look. He painted a picture that was brought here, placed on this altar in 1635, and has remained here ever since.
Qui è rimasto sempre dal 1635. Il pittore
The painter created this representation of Saint Michael the Archangel because Saint Francis had been a great worshipper of Saint Michael the Archangel. He had even fasted in his honor. Some say that he had also gone to his sanctuary in Gargano. And the architect, the contract, the architect commissioned to build this church was called Michele. So both the architect and Saint Francis have some connection to the Archangel. The painter found inspiration in a passage of the Apocalypse, where Michael the Archangel was seen descending with spread wings from heaven to chain Satan, the prince of evil, and throw him into the abyss.
Era convinto che avrebbe fatto un'opera grande e voleva che rimanesse nel tempo a lungo.
The painter was convinced that he would create a magnificent work, so he wanted it to look canvas.
Il dipinto è impostato sopra.
The painting was composed along the diagonal axis to fully present good, beauty, colors, and kindness. This diagonal goes from top left. When you come to Mont Saint-Michel, you have to look heavenward to see its extraordinary nature. Christ invites you to make this gesture. You do it even if you are not Christian. You raise your eyes to the sky. This is the symbolism of Mont Saint-Michel. This unexpected move that every person makes, no matter where they come from. A gesture that is deeply personal. Dreams abound in the Bible. This is why the history of Mont Saint-Michel is rooted in Christian faith.
Uciekać, Jego pomocy wzywać i Jego ochrony prosić.
Sister Philomena was a Minim. She was born here in the province of Tarragona, in Mora de Ebro, in 1841. She joined the convent of the Minim nuns in Val. St. Michael the Archangel helps me then. Lots of my friends, people who also venerate St. Michael, pray when times get hard, when sickness comes. We ask each other for prayers, and it helps us make it through those tough times. And then it turns out that everything that afflicted us was only for our good. Saint Michael the Archangel is such a helper who helps us through this. It would be much harder without him.
Now, it is not only parishes that invite St. Michael, but whole dioceses. The Diocese of Pelplin in 2016, now the Diocese of Włocławek, and other dioceses that are interested. It is something extraordinary, and it shows the importance of Archangel Michael among all saints. How popular the sanctuary on Mount Gargano is among people in our homeland, and how well Saint Michael the Archangel is known to us Poles. Once and found myself in a tricky situation. I sat in my car and cried because this person was truly wicked and extremely dangerous. As I was crying, I invoked Saint Michael with all my might. I told him, I am in trouble again. Help me. I looked up, and in front of me I saw a truck with a huge image of Saint Michael on it.
Con una grande immagine di San Michele, l'immagine.
I got out of the car to walk over to the truck, but it drove away. I immediately felt overwhelming peace in my heart that Saint Michael would help me. When I returned to the parish, the threat miraculously disappeared. It is clear that Saint Michael appeared as a large image on the back of the truck. I have never seen a truck of that kind in my life. If I had seen the actual Saint Michael, I would have suffered a heart attack. God's essence is terrifying in a way. Saint Michael does not appear right before your eyes, but through small signs. He keeps showing me that he helps me. Let me repeat, I often give him an opportunity to work because I'm great getting into trouble. O glorious holy Michael the Archangel, Prince of the heavenly army, defender of the universal church, defend us against the many enemies who surround us. Don't let them lead us to offend God today. Protect us from the many traps and snares that they lay on our way. Fight them and chase them away. If they come to do us harm, be it in our bodies, through diseases, or in our souls, through bad passion they want to arouse in us, or in our estates that they want to destroy. Overcome their anger. Support us in our struggle, in a fight for our lives, especially at the time of death. Amen. We heard this prayer from Dr. Gaspari. Struggle. Saint Michael is the patron saint of parachutists. Recently, a young man came to me with a backpack asking, "Will you bless it, Father?" I told him, "No problem, I'm going to bless it." And he said, "The favor I wanted to ask you for is quite special." Again, I told him, "No problem." People ask to bless planes, trucks, or cars. So he puts the backpack on a table and opens it. He takes out his helmet and tells me, "I'm not sure if I'm such a believer, but since Saint Michael the Archangel is the patron saint of parachutists, could you bless my helmet?" And I told him, "No problem." I blessed it. Even if people do not have much faith in God, there is the one who intercedes with them. That's what I think about.
Very little about him, as much as any average person who did not delve into the subject, although she venerated him. Saint Michael the Archangel called her to spread the devotion to him. He asked her to tell people about him, to convey that he would give his worshippers whatever they ask of him. It started, however, with the words of Saint Michael the Archangel, who addressed his request to her. She promised to do a novena in his honor, to realize only then that she could not do it because she did not possess enough knowledge to say a novena. A little later, she received the gift of an extraordinary vision, a vision that again was internal, as she herself states that she had not seen what she described with the eyes of her body. She had seen it with her soul's eyes. So these three united wills, the will of the Sacred Heart of Jesus, the will of the Immaculate Heart of Mary, and the will of Saint Michael the Archangel. At the same time, she said that when asked separately, each of them would also give those graces. We say, at the end of time, but we are aware that this end of time is immeasurable. It is not about everything coming to an abrupt end. The Lord walks through the history of salvation, giving us knowledge of what the church needs at certain times to renew its zeal and to grow. In those last days, through Sister Philomena, he disclosed to us this great mystery that did not come into being now, but has endured from the beginning of time. Sister Philomena says that from the moment the word came out of Eternal Father's lips, it has always been persecuted, lashed with thorns, and had to suffer much. And she says it now, at the end of time. But you can actually see it from the very beginning. Jesus was persecuted from the beginning, hit with thorny lashes, which caused his suffering. His mother, the Immaculate, has always been at his side. She has comforted him, helped him, and prayed for the salvation of people. Saint Michael the Archangel was both the defender of the people of Israel and the defender of the nascent church. So we can say that from the moment of the incarnation of the Word, both the Immaculate and Saint Michael the Archangel have been close to him, interceding with people. When did he find out about this fact? When it was shown to Sister Philomena these times. And may Saint Michael the Archangel also fulfill the promise he made to Sister Philomena. May he fulfill it.
Since the creation of man, the holy angels surround humanity with their presence, with their light, with their strength and protection. The Catechism teaches, from its beginning until death, human life is surrounded by the angels' watchful care and intercession. That means, from the moment of our conception in the womb of our mother until our last breath, we are constantly surrounded by these heavenly messengers to defend us, to support us in our trials, and to inspire in us God's will and to lead us to union with God. The angels are devoted to us in a heavenly friendship. Our guardian angel is the closest to us. He never leaves us, not for a single moment. What do the angels do for us? Quoting St. Thomas Aquinas, the angelic doctor, the Catechism states that the angels collaborate in all our good works. That is to say, they communicate to us all the actual graces we need to lead a life pleasing to God. They enlighten us in regards to the mysteries of our faith. They enlighten us in regards to the will of God for our lives. They inspire holy fear, reverence, and adoration of God. We live in a time of extreme moral decay and ever greater God-forsakenness. The world and the church are in a great crisis. Now one may ask, where are the angels? Why do the angels not come to the help of humanity once again to drive out the devil, who is prowling around like a roaring lion looking for someone to devour? The angels are certainly not at fault. They burn with holy desire to protect and build up the church and to cast out the evil spirits. But those who are failing...
Hi, I'm Oscar Delgado, one of the producers of St. Michael Meet the Angel. And we have some amazing bonus features for you.
It came into my life, I first thought, by pure coincidence, but there are no coincidences.
He is all my life. Without him, I wouldn't be sitting here. I probably wouldn't be a priest. I don't know if I would be a monk. He's like oxygen to me. When I wake up, I feel him next to me. I know he is always by my side. I talk about him a lot, and he remains a mystery to me. You can always somehow get to know him better. Many people have told me that. have told me about the power of the simple exorcism. One of the altar boys told me, "Father, when I say this prayer, an extraordinary peace comes into me, some grace that makes me calm, which eradicates fear and aggression in me, as if this quieted me." That altar boy has also told me that often when he has trouble controlling his emotions, it is this prayer that he resorts to. There are also many healings, not only spiritual, although those are probably way more common, and we do not know of many of them, but also physical healings. A woman who suffered from a rare skin disease who, while praying for her healing, when we were here with Saint Michael the Archangel in Głogówek, experienced the grace of healing, of complete healing. A woman suffering from pancreatic cancer in Warsaw, who was miraculously healed through the gift of the Eucharist for the intention and intercession of Saint Michael the Archangel, through the novena that was done for her. A man who showed up in the confessional for the first time in 40 years and confessed his whole life. There are many such testimonies that show us the deeds, powerful deeds, of Saint Michael the Archangel. Deeds through the power of God. Who is like God? Michael.